So this video, not really sure what I'm going to talk about, but just trying to get into making videos again. And yeah, so a lot has happened in the last year, but I did that 2-day meditation, and that really switched things around for me. I was having really bad anxiety issues, and I started taking Zoloft for it, and I highly recommend Zoloft if you're having anxiety, because I feel so much better, and especially around my twin flame, I don't have that knot in my stomach anymore. But the Essene frequency was the first big step in getting rid of that anxiety and fear and stuff. But yeah, connecting with those guys, like I said, I did a 2-day meditation, and after that, I could connect. It was really the so like there's these really huge steps in the ascension process that nobody really talks about, and one is connecting with your physical body, like fully merging your physical body with your light body. And that happened to me. I think it happened before the 2-day meditation, but I really noticed it after. But yeah, the 2-day meditation definitely solidified it in there. But yeah, so when you fully merge with your light body, you just feel like more airy, more fluid. You're more sensitive to energy, and you can feel it. It's like being in the astral realm, but being in your physical body. That's how it feels. It's really cool. But that's a really big part of ascension, is doing that. And then another part is turning your nervous system inward. And this kind of happened on, like, both of these kind of happened on that 2-day meditation that I did. But if you can imagine all of your nervous system traveling out through your hands, it kind of goes from a central location, which is your brainstem, out and goes out in your fingers and in your fingertips and in your toes and stuff. But actually, when you're observing, and this is like the best way to observe that I've found so far. I've tried so many different ones, but the best way is to, like, if you can imagine your nervous system going in, and you focus on a spot, like the heart is a really good spot to focus on, and you imagine that sensation collapsing in on itself. And when you do that, you can kind of like suck thoughts down out of your head and bring your conscious awareness to your heart and amplify your heart chakra and amplify the magnetic field that your chakra is in, or that your heart is in. And it puts you into a really calm state and a very peaceful state. But yeah, it's so important to be observing thoughts, because when you get into the astral realm, for instance, everybody can hear your thoughts if you're not observing, and you can stay in the astral realm. Like, if you wake up in a dream, into a lucid dream, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh no, hopefully I'm able to stay in here and keep dreaming. Well, observing like that with your nervous system going in that state can keep you in that dream state. And I feel like this whole life is culminating to astral travel experience. And like, if you're not practicing on observing your thoughts here, then you won't be able to in the astral realm, and you'll be kicked out. I've talked about that before. But yeah, anytime you bring anything lower dimensional, when you're in those higher dimensions, anytime that you bring those lower dimensional things up when you're in that higher state, you automatically get put back in your body, and it's so frustrating to have that happen. But yeah, observe in, and that's why everybody says God is within, because once you connect to that, like, collapsing sensation, you can just observe your thoughts so much better, and it's amazing. Other than that, listening is a really big one. I've talked about listening a lot in my videos, and the yogis talk about mastering the 5 senses, and I think this is what they mean. But it's like the collapsing sensation would be touch or feel, like you're feeling that collapsing sensation. Then you have hearing and sight. but it's like learning to observe using all of your five senses. And if you can get to the state where you're constantly feeling, seeing, and hearing everything, and even tasting the inside of your mouth, and oh gosh, what's the other one? Hearing, oh, smell. And then you're experiencing all of those sensations at once. It means your mind is completely gone, basically. And that's the whole, like, I've talked about this also, but the embalming process in Egypt, in ancient Egypt, was like they would rip out all of the brain and all of the organs except the heart, and that's like where you live, is in your heart, and that's where source, the spark of source, is within, you know. And if you can, like I said, make your nervous system go in, and Yogananda's master talks about this in one of his books, but directing that flow of energy inwards instead of outwards. And another huge part about that is like some people, especially schizophrenics, they realize this really early. But there's this mirror that the universe presents to you, and most schizophrenics, it's just, and I've gone through stuff like that before, but it's like you manifest fear, and if you're always thinking about fear and thinking, oh no, like something's gonna get me, then the universe kind of mirrors that to you, and shows it to you in whatever form it chooses, but it can manifest in like paranoia and stuff. But what I was gonna say is when you direct that flow of energy inwards, and you're holding space, holding the energy of love at the same time, you can kind of shatter that mirror. And Greg Braden on his channel talks about the 7 Essene mirrors, and it's so amazing to go into that state and be like, oh, what is it, what is this universe, you know? And then it presents these things to you as you're thinking about them, and it's like, it works so fast. But you can kind of break those mirrors by directing the flow inward and observing, because once you become the observer, you become God, you know, and you become a fractal of source in the purest sense. And then that mirror kind of goes away, and you're back to the one true reality. Like they say in India, the one true reality is Haryam Tat Sat, is what they say. There is only one true reality, is what it translates to. But they say that after every meditation, because you can go into these different dimensions and stuff, and it feels like you're going through all these different worlds. But once you reach that observer state, that's when you stop that and basically let source take over. And then you can manifest things like with stuff like magic, like chanting every day, and you kind of put it out into source, and then you become source, you know. And that's really how you can manifest things and manipulate the reality around you, is you get into a perfect observant state, and then when you want to, then you can switch on your brain and think like, oh, I want to send out energy to get a new job, or I want to have a new relationship. And you send that out there, and you send it with love. And chanting is amazing, because you can be in that pure observant state and speak it physically, and then it comes back to you. And just learning how to observe, that's where this whole ascension goes to. And there's so much more too, because once you reach some of these states, you can reach peace, and then you can go above peace into these different bliss level states, and it's amazing to experience. Yeah, guys, hope you liked the video. Peace.